What is this? Am I streaming through a different kind of streaming software, than I usually do? Well, you guessed it right. And I'm sitting here with the headphones on. I know that this looks very silly, but trust me, the headphones are of PlayStation. These are the PlayStation Pulse headphones, but the rubber or the stuff that is on the outside, it's glued, but as after a while it is getting loose. Bad adhesion, I would say. But what happens then, it's all loose, and so I'm using tape. It looks silly, I know. It's looking really, really silly. But oh yeah, here's Jeff. So, hello, this is Zachary with from Zachary 3D Prints on the Friday evening hangouts. Yeah, it's called Hangout like the other ones as well. But if you are familiar, especially with the name down here, that means that I'm using a little piece of software that I didn't use since March this year. So, hmm, it is really weird, but this is Streamyards. Um, Streamyards is a online streaming software. Um, I hope that the output is looking way better than I see on the back end of. Uh, uh, can I change it here? 720, because I'm stream. Yeah, okay. This is looking way better, because on the back end from YouTube it was looking terrible, but I'm streaming at 720p. I'm paying like 25 euros for, yeah, $25 for, yeah, basically it's the same, right? So I'm paying like that for using StreamYards, but I I really find it weird to pay that much for 720 instead of 1080. But okay, we will do with it, and it's what I have used earlier this year. Um yeah, I'm back again. Six people are watching now, or no, that totally six views. Just one person watching. Say hello to that one person, or maybe he's running away now. So StreamYards I've used in the past quite a lot. I Yeah, with with OBS and other streaming software, you are just broadcasting yourself or the thing that you are doing, and that's it. With StreamYards, you can basically do the same thing, but hey, Mathieu, hello, sir, welcome to this live stream. But with StreamYards, you can also add other people uh, into the stream. But sometimes people, or some people on YouTube and on Twitch, they stream and they have a stream key or a invite to get into the studio. But I'm not like that. I use my Twitter DM. If you want to hang out during this live stream, there are little few requirements that I ask to you. Um, yeah, to have a camera and an audio or microphone so that we can chat together. So that's the only thing. And yeah, well, um, of course, if you have some other social media, if you know me, just contact me over the private message, and then I will share that with you. So, Mathieu, how are you doing? I just saw on Instagram that you started to follow me. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, the last week, or yeah, this previous part of the week, I I decided to start using Instagram also a little bit more than I normally would do. So that means that more posts are going to be on Instagram, on Facebook page. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to go full on Facebook, but I'm using my Facebook also a little bit more than usually, but more like in responding and something like that. Liking posts, reacting to posts. Hey, Dylan, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Uh, uh, yeah, it's I'm all alone in this house. My wife and kids, they didn't left me. They just left, but not me. But they are, somewhere else, watching a movie or a video, something like that. They are having also a very nice time. Yeah, for myself, I always stream on the Friday evening, do some live streaming. Yeah, it's. I currently have nothing. Believe it or not, I have no printer running, and I'm fine with that. You also have that idea that you always need to print something, and then suddenly you're something like, maybe the printers need some rest too. Or are you this type of person that say, you're a machine, you need to work, but uh, I, if I'm working, I also need to eat and drink. So yeah, well, also for a printer counts the same. So filament runs out, and I'm not talking about the filament run out sensor. Um, I started to follow you because I find your videos really helpful. Oh wow, Mathieu, thank you so much. That is very. It's I'm speechless, but thank you. I do my best. There are a lot of negative comments on my videos as well, but sometimes I understand that people are frustrated looking for answers, and sometimes when they hit my video, they had some issues, and then they don't find it very helpful, but they also then going to complain. Well, if you are skipping some steps, just pressing the arrow key to the right, and then you skipping parts in the video, that's fine. I mean, I don't mind to explain it another time. Yeah. Do you still use your Ender 6? How much more you have? I am Dylan. I'm so sorry, but I was so used to use OBS and reading the chat on the right side where I have YouTube, but I have now the possibility to actually show what you write, uh, what you write, what you wrote. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Um, how much more you have modified it? I'm thinking of converting it to a VZ bot. I have heard of it. Um, I'm not at this moment. I'm not using my Ender 6 at all. Um, that's okay. I had a lot of fun projects with it. I did a lot of printing. In the future, if I want to print some more, then I'm going to use it as well. There are some profiles that needs to be tweaked. But since I'm also working full time and also have a family, uh, all of the things that I do on YouTube are just reserved for the evening and also for the weekends. So, and since I'm also received from Fetus drop effect. I received a very nice hot end for a future project, but I need to spend some time with that as well, making a little adapter to put it in one of my printers and making sure that everything fits well to Um, uh, please mind your language because I get here a little thing on it. Uh, yeah, I got the XG. I've got it. It's a very tiny. It's the one Nero also showed on Twitter. Um, I don't know if it was a top secret or not. I don't know. Um, since there was this time, yeah. If I'm starting to talk, I'm everywhere. I kind of regretting it. Oh wait, what are you regretting, Dylan? Regretting to convert it to a VZ bot. But the Ender 6. Oh, I mean, if the printer, so for myself, if the printer is stock and you don't have, I need to say, a BL Touch adding to it doesn't make it any better. I mean, it's first of all, I want to keep my videos as as simple as possible, that everybody can understand what I'm doing. And this foronization of the Ender 6 uh, was a little bit uh, sketchy. Some people said, why didn't you make multiple videos out of it? um, I could have done that, but I don't know how much people like a certain thing that I do. Sometimes I spend a lot of time on it, and then I only get 10 views or 20 views in the first few hours. So then I know it's not popular at all. And for me, I spending sometimes days, weeks, or even months to get something, to make v- pictures, or to make videos, take pictures, to record everything, put it in a video, and then people are now watching it. Sometimes some the I installed Clipper on the FL Sun QQS Pro. I wanted to add a camera to it. There were some other things that I did, and at the end, it didn't work as I wanted. I had problems with the camera, and the prints came out, looking terrible. Not saying like the S word. So in the end, I thought, I take the Raspberry Pi out of it, put the stock firmware back on, and I was like, okay, I wasted something like 2 weeks or 3 weeks on it. Let's not do this, because on the moment that it is getting too complex for myself, I'm a little technical. I understand things pretty quickly, but if I run into an issue, I'm going to solve it. I need to make pictures of it, make some videos out of it, write things down, so that if I'm going to make a step plan that everybody can follow, then it takes quite a lot of time. But the NS6 is a great machine as stock, but a BL Touch firmware thing, I still there were still some issues. Sometimes I started the print, and the BL Touch did it twice, and then suddenly it was waiting, doing nothing at all, and I don't like that. Last week I put the end there. Yeah, I tend to read the chat, so I hope you don't mind it. Last week I put the Ender magnetic bed on my Ender 3v2, but I didn't know that the magnet had a direction. Oh, hmm. Um, yeah. So I had the same thing. That's with every magnetic sticker. You have it. It looks all the same. Doesn't really wait. I'm just putting the camera a little bit down like that. Sometimes it doesn't look like it doesn't do anything. You can put it like that. You can put it like this. But eventually, when you are going to put your PI sheet on it, or some other magnetic bed on it, you will notice that it doesn't stick as it's supposed to. Um, on the Okay, what you can try, Mathieu, what you can try, um, take one corner and easily peel it off, because on every plate, I think, or on the do I have it here? Yeah, I know that I have it here, but where do I have it? Um, on the Creality Ender 3 Pro, there is on this aluminum plate, there is a little foil on top of it. So if you're very carefully, you can take off the magnetic sticker, but try to take one corner and see if you manage it to get it off. Uh, Maybe heating the bed up a little bit, maybe that can help as well. But you need to check it out. I think you will be good. I haven't had any issues yet, but yeah. Which you can if you have this standard sticker or the standard magnetic bed, you can set it 90 degrees. This I don't think it's going to hit the sides of the. I don't have the Ender 3 anymore, or the Ender 3 Pro. It's looking a little bit different. Let's say it like that. It's a project, but since I'm missing some parts, I cannot continue with it. So it's standing somewhere there. So yeah, it's like that, and that's the way it is. uh Use some bed clips. You can you can always try it with twisting it 90 degrees. uh it shouldn't be any problem. On my Ender 6, I'm using Marlin. I'll go to Clipper, but not until I get a new screen and board so I can use the current version. I'm going to go all out and upgrade everything. Oh yeah, that is what I did too. For on the Ender 3, I changed the SKR Mini E3 board version 2, changed it for the 3. So I had the version 2 over. So I could use that one on the Ender 6 project for the Voronization. And I have this thing. If it goes wrong, I can always go back to the stock board. But if I'm going to, um, you know, change things in these stock boards, many things can happen, and I'm just losing my stock board. So I didn't want to do that. Non-fam, yo, bro, how you doing? Welcome. But do you see what I have, non-fam? I'm using Streamyards again. It's it's now 5 months ago that I used Streamyards the last time. Um, so 5 viewers, 0 likes. Can we please change that? If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Hit the notification to get the latest news and updates right in your YouTube alerts. Gonna have a banner on. Um, that one can go away. Uh, uh, uh. So, 2 likes. Thank you. So yeah, I'm working on a belt printer. It's a future project. Um, uh, Someone from TicTech has sent me a parts kit with all screws, fasteners, bearings and other things you need to convert an Ender 3 Ender 3 Pro or Ender 3 V2 into a belt printer. There are some other parts that you need to 3D print, just like a Voron or a other 3D printer that you need to source parts for. And eventually you are going to tear down your Creality printer, and then you are going to assemble it according to a instruction that is not there. I have a I have some okay, so I can watch things and I can guess or can fill in the gaps how something needs to be built. But if I'm also missing screws, nuts, rings, and other things, it's kind of harder to, you know, guess the picture. Oh, doing some grocery shopping? Just here for 2 minutes. Well, I know you. You will be right back. Hey, Edward Davis, how are you doing, sir? Uh, do do you think you'll be doing more videos using meta control? Yes, I'm going to do that. I have I have had this question several times. I'm sorry, guys, that I didn't came to it to actually make more videos about meta control, but I had several things on my head. I had a little depression period. Some other things came in between, and for that reason, I didn't manage to make any. I don't know if you were one of the people that put some comments about meta control, but I'm going to start using it more. I would like to learn more features, especially the whole feature. Yeah, it was you this afternoon that I responded to. Sorry, mate, that it took quite a while for me to respond to it. I watched a video about silent fans on the. I watched your video about silent fans on the N3 Pro. Oh yeah, really? I didn't know that I made a video about silence fans. About ground. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So because you are saying about uh you mentioned about grounding. Yeah, so if you are this is a thing. Yeah, I'm technical. Some things are very logical, but yeah, this okay. So you can laugh, you make a little jokes about it. I'm fine with it. So aluminum, it is a metal, but I always thought, okay, so it's not conductive. It doesn't, need any earthing. But actually, you know, when a magnet doesn't stick to it, doesn't mean that it's not conductive. Still is conductive because if you rub your hands against the extrusions, you feel this little frequency going through the whole frame. So, yes, if you are going to put your power supply unit for the Ender 3 Pro, because the Ender 3, the normal Ender 3, the standard, the power supply unit is a whole lot thicker. You can buy for the Ender 3, you can buy a smaller one that you can use on the Ender 3 Pro, but I'm using for the Ender 3. Um, there is this little thing that I also in the video that Mathieu talks about. You can add those two covers, put it on the back, and then have it underneath your y-axis so that you have a more cleaner printer. I almost wanted to say just like the G-Tech A10T, but uh, eh, 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 come on, there is the power supply unit. It's it's there. Um, yeah, so grounding is very much needed. So just like I did in the video, I didn't want to drill any holes because this evening I there are some things that you need to do during daytime, but it already. I'm working, so I don't have any time to do that during the evening. So yeah. Yes, it was me. Yeah, it was me too. No, I sometimes I get some amazing comments. Sometimes I do get some other comments as well. Um, so a little story, if you are interested in this. So sometimes I give a little introduction. There is in the most videos that I do when covering brand new 3D printers that are going to hit the market soon, just like the one from today about the Jeep Tech Thunder. For me, it's sorry, I will say it like this. For me, it's impossible to have the latest 3D printer that is announced 1 week earlier or something. There are some content creators on YouTube or YouTubers that sometimes have this thing that they are working with certain brands. I know Sam Prentice is one of them. When Anycubic announced the brand new 3D printer, several people already had them. So that was something that took quite a hit on me. I took it a little. No, I don't want to say I took it personal, but it's no problem. I mean, there are several great YouTube channels, but I like to cover brand new 3D printers that are not out. But going over the things that I can see on the pictures, that I can see in videos from the brand itself, and also adding some comments, saying the thing that I like about it, which maybe sometimes things that I don't like to it, as a closer look video. But there was this guy, he wrote and he said, like, I mean, you know, cool video and all, but you can also do a review about a car next time. I mean, like, if the printer is going to be on Kickstarter in September, for me it's impossible to have it earlier. I don't mind it. My channel's small, I understand. I will make my videos the way I like. So I know from Dylan that he has a Ender 6. I know that Mathieu has an Ender 3 Pro or Ender 3 can also an Ender 3 V2. Somebody also had. Um, I had some music standing ready to play. Let's start it again. We don't want to have half music. Yeah, this is what I like to do. Talk, hang out, chill, have some nice lo-fi music from Harris Heller on the background. Well, it's not really background at this moment. You have got the Viper. What do you think about the Viper? Well, I can give my opinion about it. But personally, well, at this moment, yeah, I'm looking up because I have also some printers standing above the desk policy. But the NQ Fiber, it's a very nice printer. I printed quite a lot of things with it. Uh, I need to do some hot end maintenance on it because during the time that I was printing the Star Destroyer on it or with it, it's run, I think, almost 24/7, printing every single piece of the Star Destroyer. So I think a lot of PLA residue left behind. So I need to change the all end, or change the nozzle. Oh, you have the Ender 3 video. And personally, I think modding and upgrading it is. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. If you are a creator or a maker and you just want to have a printer that just works, fine. But there are also a lot of thinkers within the community, and I think that personally is amazing as well. And I mean, you learn quite a lot about your 3D printer. Can I compare it with a car? I mean, it's basically the same. The longer you are working with your printer, the better you know it. And you know that when you are, just changing a little bit, it can be a big difference. And with a car, it's just like that. The longer you drive in it, the better you know your car. The Viper is awesome. I know a friend who has it, and he has a lot of compliments about it. Oh, compliments or complaints? All different, Zachary. Yeah. Um, I know that in the 3D printing group of on Facebook, the Viper group, there were a lot of complaining people about the Viper. I have the first version when it just came out. It was a pre-order. I bought it, and I when I did the unboxing, I heard people complaining about the strain gauge, that they had some problems, that it broke off. I still have it after, I think, printing, I think 12 till 15 spools of filament through there. Um, it still is attached. It didn't break. So it's, I think, working great. Got some issues, but mine is good. Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah. Uh, Sometimes what I don't like about the Viper, I mean, every printer has a ton of good things and a ton of bad things. Just depends on which things are playing up sometimes. Sometimes I had some issues with loading the files on that you can see the files on the screen. That is one thing that I don't like. But it's not only the Anycubic Viper, it's also which other printer? Uh, I know that the Focus had that problem sometimes as well. Which other printer? Yeah, something like that. For example, the CR200B and the Creality and the 6 both have the same kind of touch screen. And the problem there is you can only have a maximum of 25 files visible. I don't know why. And you also need to keep in mind that you need to make very descriptive titles of the models that you can print, because if the text is going to be too long, you cannot guess what you are going to print next. Yeah, so that are the things that I had to complain about at this moment. But one of the printers that is printing amazing, it's the printer right behind me. It's I don't want to say one of my favorite, but it is performing very well. The QD 3D X Plus. Um, I have printed this one on it. Uh, yeah, because the lightsaber broke off, I had some red filament. I think this is ABS. I took a lighter, I just melted it a little bit and then pushed it right in there, because there was just a hole big enough to fit this filament, and now it's glued together. Then I have a mini Darth Maul from Waxter as well. The other one is also from Waxter. By the way, all the prints that I'm going to show are from Waxter. Is it my favorite designer? Yes, it's one of my favorite designers. But this is Darth Maul. It is also looking very nice. This is an filament from Filament 1. It's a very nice purple filament. No, that is not printed on there. Then I thought, well, you know, did I did a mini about with it? Oh yeah. So I also did a mini uh, with the mini Vecna from Stranger Things, but it is above my door. There is this little, little window, and there is this thing where I can put all the minis on. So it's now a collection with I think 16 different minis. Mini Joel's one of them. The Witcher, a a stormtrooper, um, a running Flash. Also, the 3D print Maker Noob is also one of them. The three soldiers from Squid Game. Yeah, I've got quite a also small Mandalorian. So I've got this Vecna printed on the QD Tech. It has a lot of details. It's looking very nice. This was also, by the way, printed during the 24/7 live stream. It didn't last for 7 days because I had some issues that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. Um, I also have print. So I have also this alien bust. Yes, I'm Dutch. So I have this alien bust. It is looking nice. I still need to take take out um, some support material residue. But this is a I always say alien bust, uh, but this is looking also nice. Also printed on the QD Tech X Plus. Um, Tomorrow I'm going to put the Sonon 4020 instead of the chip 4010. Mm, I'm not familiar with the Sonon 4020. So yeah, like reacted. Yes, I'm Dutch. Very well heard. I'm doing my best to have less accent. I forgot one print, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. What filament you recommend for lithium veins? I have tried one time a lithium vein. I think that was 2.5, 3 years ago. I suck at it. So you need to find some channel or some groups that are more familiar with it. But I think basically white would be the best filament, but that is what I guess. Um, I've heard it's pretty good. Oh yeah, yeah. Try sometimes if you don't find an answer, try to Google it or go to some 3D printing groups on Facebook. Sometimes there are some great people giving some nice advice about those kind of things. But just like the glass bed and the PAI sheet discussion going on, I mean, I have printers with glass beds, I have printers with PAI sheets, and I've got also printers with other kind of beds. They all work, but one of the things that you always need to keep in mind: what is your purpose? What do you want to do? One thumb up rule: always use IPA to clean the bed as clean as possible. Um, if you run a little production, I would say a PEI sheet is way better because why? Um, if the print is done, you take off the PEI sheet, you flex it, print pops off, you put it back, little PI. Just a second. Yeah. So I found I found these bottles somewhere on a supermarket. They were cheap. I put some 99.9% IPA alcohol in it. I just spray it, wipe it, and it is clean and it sticks very well. Glass beds. Um, you can get some very nice texture or very nice smooth uh, bottom surface. Nobody is actually looking at it, but I mean, if you are making some parts that are visible for people to see, then something like that would be also a very nice thing. Um, so, um, I said something about the computer, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to talk quite a lot about my computer from MSE. It's back to the manufacturer, or at least to a repair center in the Netherlands. They have a authorized repair center. It went to there twice. I still had issues with the computer, and eventually I had to ship it to Poland, and it came back. They couldn't find anything, so yeah, I was stuck with that printer. Then after that, I used it just a few days, and uh, no, wait, I received it last week on Thursday. I received it back. I put it next to my on the other side to to have a little test setup and see if it was working well. It did. I could edit a video. I had no issues at all. So I was like, okay, magically solved. It would be fine. And I Friday I changed everything, took my MacBook Pro away, and did some cable management so that everything is looking nice again. And Friday evening I was playing Minecraft and suddenly blue screen of that. Just right before I wanted to start my stream, run down the computer, just rebooted it again, and during the live stream I also had you know a blue screen of that. During the weekend I had no problems at all. It was running fine, and Monday three times just sudden reboots. Mm, any idea when Revo Obsidian nozzles are going to be available? I have no idea. I have really no idea. I know some influencers on YouTube, on Twitter got them. I didn't. E3D has never sent me anything. But wait, that's fine. So yeah. So now the computer is away for 3 days. It arrived today in Poland. I really hope they find it because I had to make a whole documentation, um, what happened, what I was doing. So I did. It took quite a while to get every screenshot, and even during making, uh, because the screenshots I took from the log files, and also the Trust Center from Windows. And so because I was, screenshotting everything, uh, yeah, I got also one or two times that the computer just rebooted it. Very annoying. I don't know what the issue is, but I hope they are going to send me a brand new computer. and fingers crossed that every issue is gone, because it is very annoying. So, so for a future video, or a future video that I'm going to make, it is going to cost me quite a while to make it, but I want to make a little anniversary video, because last weekend I hit a 1 million views on this channel. So I'm very happy. I'm very surprised also that people are watching my videos at all, because when I started 3 years ago with YouTube, I never thought I would ever reach 1 million views. Yeah, some videos don't work at all, or doesn't get that much traction, and some get a lot of traction. Just like if you're switching over to a glass bed on an Creality Ender 3 Pro, uh, I I just, you know, adapt the limit switch on the Z axis, and I wasn't really thinking about it. Like, okay, this should be in the video. I just skipped that part, and people were asking about it. So the video on the glass bed just got 25,000 views, and the one with, adjusting the Z off the Z end stop has more than 60,000 views. So okay, um, so yeah, last week, because I had the MacBook Pro as a free computer over, I thought, well, I have OBS on it. Why not doing a live stream running on the background that people can, watch prints being printed? But now, because I have this MacBook standing here, and it's now my main computer, I cannot do any printing live stream. So I need to find a solution for that. I was thinking to take a Raspberry Pi, used as a little streaming computer, but the problem is it's way harder to get it running smoothly, because I have a free webcam that I can use for that, but the quality is not as pristine as you would get from a better computer. Uh, yeah. And on the background, Chucky is also standing, also a model of Wexter. It is looking very nice. It's a silver filament from Surprise. It's a surprise because it is very cheap filament, but oh my gosh, the spool was rolled, or the spool, but the spool was looking so very nice, so very well done. I want to say something, but I don't think that is appropriate for the stream or for on YouTube. Maybe in the future I'm going to ow, hurt myself. um, yeah, there was some filament there. Cool. I was thinking about it to where is my, oh, there. So would you ask, you have ever bought from GST 3D? I know some people within the community that bought from that brand. The latest information that I got is that it is bankrupt or that doesn't exist anymore. But those spools of filament were like €8 per spool, so that's pretty cheap. But the ones they are pretty good. Yeah, that is also what I'm hearing. Um, I uh, I do need to say that I'm a fan of the Airy One brand, a sub brand Surprise. It's a very well it's very nice filament to print with, very easy, uh, not so expensive, and also a little tip for other people watching this live stream. Um, if you are using quite a lot of filament, subscribe to some brands on the newsletter because brands like Airy One, um, Extruder, Polymaker, those brands have sometimes those amazing deals, 30% off, 40% off, 50% off, and it is working great. And when you're buying more at that moment, yes, it costs a lot of money at one time, but on the other hand, you get filament for a very nice deal. Mm, they are making them again, but are €40 instead of 8. Yeah, I know that somebody said, if you're selling filament for a price like that and have also a good quality filament, uh, somewhere, somewhere it's going wrong. Um, does any does anybody of you use extruder filament? Mhm. Warping. Do you have any tips with warping on bigger prints? Uh, Depends on which kind of filament you are using. If you are using ABS, make sure that you have a carton box around it so that the heat will stay within that space. Um, Make sure that your bed is as clean as possible. There are some little tricks that you can do. There are some sticks or some glue sprays or something else that you can put on the glass bed, especially if you are printing with ABS. um, don't go too fast on ABS. uh, don't use any fan when printing the first layers, because the first layer or the first layers are key to prevent warping. If you are oh, Mathieu is also from the Netherlands. Hey, hello, welcome. um, if you have warping on with prints with PLA or PG, make sure that your bed is clean. Make sure that there's no too much air coming next to your print, and make sure that the bed is level. That's it. And bigger prints, yeah, I can imagine that bigger prints are a little bit more challenging when it comes to warping. But what I always like to do Um, you don't need it. People are saying, Zachary, why are you using brims on big or large surface prints on your print bed? You know, I like it because the moment that the nozzle goes the first round, I have the possibility to check with my fingernail to see if I can put that layer off the build plate, yes or no. If it sticks, it's good. If I can push it and I push it right off, then it's not sticking well enough to the bed. That is why I like to use Brim. Of course, in the post processing, you need to take the brim off. But for me, it's just a minor thing to do instead of wasting filament, because halfway through your print, you see that one of the corners is starting to pull up, or halfway the print, everything falls off the bed because you had a little, layer adhesion problem. But yeah, the best thing to do is just making sure that the bed is clean, level, and that your first layers are sticking well enough to the bed. Yeah, I was checking the direct matches of extruder. So if you are if you want to buy extruder filament, I don't know if this voucher code is still valid, but you can get a 20% discount. So I will post the link here. So, mm, extruded filament. I also like quite a lot. It's very nice filament, um, especially the biofusion filament. That's great. Need to drink something. So you use 123 3D filament. Yeah, I'm a recurring customer of 123 3D website. I shop there quite a lot. Do you use a lot of infill for models? My thumb of rule, something like a calibration cube, uh, just 15 or 20%. A benchy is already 20% for me. Uh, Something like these kind of models, um, doesn't matter the size. I always use 20-25% as an infill. If you are going to make structural parts or parts where some more tension is coming to, depending on how big it is, I go for a 40, 50% infill. Um, because they don't need to be strong. Yeah, then I would normally standard on a slicer. It's at 15 or 20%. That infill is great enough. Having two walls, maybe three walls for the walls. Yeah, yeah, that's sometimes. Yeah, so like Vecna is printed with a 20% infill, and it's nice enough. But if it is going to be parts for a 3D printer, if you are going to put weight on it, or when it's going to connect two parts together, then it's better to have a higher percentage of infill. And also, the infill pattern will also do quite a lot with the print. I usually go for a trihexanal. That always looks nice. So I think my wife got back home. Yeah, for example, if you are printing a Star Destroyer, because I had a standard infill of 20%, so I started with 20%, but that was the standard. So I was everything from the Star Destroyer. I was just repeating. I don't want to change that much in the Prusa slicer. What I use for that, and I was like, that would be fine. No problem at all. Just go ahead and just continue, and eventually, in the end, you have a Star Destroyer from 9 till 10 spools of filament. So your Star Destroyer is also way heavier. So yeah, you need to keep that in mind if you are going for bigger. It's quite funny. I didn't need to say that because the little connector pieces for putting the whole Star Destroyer together, those little um, mm, bags, but those little connectors, they had to be printed at with an infill of 100%. And also the direction how those pins need to be printed, because if you are printing them upright, they are meant to stick in like that, and then you have something that will break very easily, so you don't want to have that. So it was a fun project. It's not completely finished. It is standing downstairs. It's missing a few little things, but nobody will notice it, or if they are going to watch it very closely, they will see it. But it's fun. It's no problem. But I am going to finish it. I am going to print the last few little things, and then I'm going to put it outside. Put some primer over it. Maybe some filler primer as well, and then eventually, yeah, which color I'm going to give the Star Destroyer. I don't know which kind of color the Star Destroyer is. Gray, or shall I make the whole thing pink or something, or red? No, but I was thinking about it just to do one or two layers of primer, and then see how the color looks like. Maybe I will leave it like that. I thought that was possible to have a multiple camera setup, but I don't see the possibility here. Oh my gosh! Uh, yeah. I have here a rattle can with primer already in gray color. Yeah, it doesn't have to be glossy. That would look weird, I guess. A glossy Star Destroyer. But it's big. It's almost 1 meter long. I think 53 centimeters wide, and I think 30-40 centimeters high. The ones from Action are pretty good. Yeah, yeah. I think that the one that I have is from the Action. Just a moment. We are talking about it, so I have I have a desk where I can stand. So let's do that. But I need to. I have this webcam that is bigger than the other one. Ooh. Something like that. Or what I can also do, move the camera a little bit up, like that. What do you know? Well, hey, Nader, how are you doing, sir? Welcome to the live stream. Nobody wants to have a close up like that. Um, Happy Friday, Brandon. Why don't? Why did I want to say Brian? Brian. Yeah, Brian. Yeah. So the spray paint is from the Action, and it's a pretty new one, so it's going to work very nicely. I think I'm going to make a little recording out of it, put it on YouTube for everybody to see. Why not? Yeah, so I have two screens, and I have the webcam, the camera just in between, but it's sticking out. I used to have a, ring light with the camera in it, but I didn't have enough space because I had also some other screens as well. You have the exact same one. Oh, that is cool. Yeah, I, I mean, for little money, you can have great things, and also use the dust uh, air dusters, the cans with compressed air in it. Also very nice, very handy, especially when you're working with 3D printers or other things, keyboards, especially no, especially with keyboards. If you are, removing supports, filing a little bit, then all stuff will come in between the keys. So it's a very handy tool. Also, hey, uh, s- skating mania, how are you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Die spray is van de Action zeker? Yeah, that's correct. I mean, how much is this? 3 4 euros? I think that that is a great deal, and you know there is quite a lot in it. And if you're, I'm going to also do some more painting, and making a practice also a lot, because I have a airbrush as well, but I don't use it that much, or less than I mm, want to. I have to use it more. Also, the multicolor printer, this one, that's 3 colors, so I am going to uh, start using it in the future as well. But I have only 3 colors that I can choose from, or 3 colors that I can use. But sometimes prints are having 4 or 8, and I need to check with Mosaic if they are willing to work with the channel, so that I have the palette pro where I can use 8 different kind of colors. Or it is a going to be a next purchase somewhere in the middle of next year. I'm trying to go to Merv next year. This year was not really possible, but now, because I can plan my holidays a little bit different, it's going to be much more easier to go to there. It's going to be the first time going to the United States. I'm also going to try to see if it is possible for me to go to the Boca Chica Starbase. I really want to go. But who knows? Who knows what next year brings? Maybe I'm not going anyway, so it's always the same thing. So anybody has some projects currently where you are working on some special things doing for the weekend? So for the people from the Netherlands, how many things? Yeah, this is going to be a good one. How many things did you buy there by the Action to use for 3D printing? Because I am thinking about it to do something special as a tryout and see what happens. Um, because something like in Action you don't have in the United States. So I need to find something that everybody can enjoy and can watch. For example, we have here in the Netherlands, we have hardware stores where you can buy a decent amount of things, but not everything. I'm having my headphones on, but I don't need them at the moment, so I'm going to remove them. Just a second. So something like that. Um, so we have hardware stores here in the Netherlands, and those hardware stores have enough things that you can use in your builds, for gardening, for in your house, on the outside of your house, getting some paint equipment as well, and other small things that you need. But I know from the United States you can buy things that you will never find here in Dutch hardware store. So I can I can go to a hardware store here in the Netherlands and buy some stuff, but if I'm going to make a video out of it, nobody can really follow along. Or maybe maybe they can, but so I know from Uncle Jesse, he one time made a video about things you can buy in the dollar shop that you can actually use within 3D printing. But we don't have a dollar shop here. Maybe 50 cents shop or something like that. I don't know. Would be quite funny. Ba-dum. Yeah, so I don't know which kind of time it is at your place. I know there are some people from the Netherlands here, so it's Friday evening. But what time is it on your side? Hey Ben Ezra, how are you doing? Welcome to this live stream. Cool. Is this your first time here? Because I don't think I have seen you before. Oh, you have to go. So have a nice evening, Mathieu, and maybe till next time. Almost midnight. Almost midnight. Yeah, so for me it's 22:49. I would say also almost midnight. It's just 1 hour and 10 minutes away. So you are closer to I need to think about it. So I think somewhere around Turkey or Israel kind of thing. I know Israel is 1 hour later than here. Ben Ezra. Ezra. Ben, his son Ezra, I know from Ezra Bible stories. So Middle East. Cool. I'm very close. I'm very close. I had a lot of people during previous hangouts in the I think 1.5 year ago something. Uh, they were from a lot of different states in the United States, so I had some time differences written down on a piece of paper hanging next to me, so that I know okay he is now ready working. If he pops up, I will say hey good evening, or it's now 9 hours later, something like that. It's pretty cool. So nice, man. Middle East. I have I have been in the Middle East 2 times. It's it's a nice. I want to say nice climate. Israel. Where in Israel do you live, if I may ask? Ben, that's right. Was it Lailatov? 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 Good evening. In the north. Cool. Trying to guess. Trying to guess in the north. It's good. Good night. Ah, Lailatov. Good night. Yeah, I have in the past. I was married with somebody who was living in Israel. I did learn quite a lot of Hebrew. It was fun. Nice. So you are also in the 3D printing, Ben? Can I call you Ben? Which kind of 3D printer do you have? or printers do you have? I have for myself, for projects, things that I want to do and record. One of them are some practical prints. So I'm going to design something in meta control. Small word. I'm American, but I have a dual citizenship to Israel. You don't know what 3D printing is? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Um, we are all learning things, and 3D printing is, as they call it, an additive. Uh, I'm stumbling over my words. Additive manufacturing. So you are going to print models like this, models like Vecna. I don't know if you know Stranger Things on Netflix. Everything is printed layer by layer on the X and Y axis. The 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 hot end is moving over the build plate, builds up in the X and the Y axis, and builds up in the Z axis. And you get some amazing models, nice, cool things. You can print some practical prints like a mobile phone holder, uh, some practical prints like a keychain holder, not a chain key holder. I don't know what that is, but it's something very useful. You can also print if you like to drink some beer or some Monster energy drinks or some other thing. You have those mugs that are designed by people in the 3D printing community, and you can put your beverage in it. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it pulls vacuum if you pull it out. So very nice print. You can do quite a lot of things with it. Also, when people are having birthday parties or you want to have something special made for your wife, your friends, family, you can print amazing stuff with a 3D printer. And sometimes 3D printers can cost €200 or $200, or printers can be more expensive, 400, 700. You have different kind of prices, but the cool thing about a 3D printer is you can uh, design something, even you can design something in something like Tinkercad, and then later on you can 3D print it and have it in your hands what you just created. It's something amazing. I got this little um, bottle opener. It's from Stratasys. It's one of the pinnacles of 3D printing. This is made out of a material that is chemical resistant. It's heat resistant. I don't want to put a lighter underneath it. Of course, this plastic, it still can melt, but is a practical print. And you can do other fun things with 3D printing. So yeah, it is fun. But I also need to say something. It can be also a frustrating kind of hobby. If you, for example, if you are in the electronics, I just I just say something. If you are in the electronics, um, and you want to make an housing, you design it in a program like Fusion 360. That is a little bit higher advanced 3D modeling CAD design program, but you can also design it in Tinkercad. And eventually, after some trial and error with printing, fitting, eventually you have a nice electronic box where you can put your circuit board in, and you have something nice. Or you have some light switches that you don't like. You just take the measurements. You're going to design something. You print it and then put it on there, and it is looking way better. something like that. And you have also a lot of prints that are not functional but are just fun to watch. Um, oh yeah, I know this stuff is a 3D printed image. Oh, cool. So which kind of things are which kind of things do you do? Yeah, or you have those kind of things for your PlayStation. You print a holder for it, and you can just put it like that, and it looks way better. I can name a lot of things what you can make with a 3D printer. Oh, Brandon is also partially from Israel. That is cool. Hey, Nate Williams, and I didn't mention that one, but you can print 3D printers. Not every single part, but you can come quite a lot. You play video games, hanging out with my friends. Cool. Um, yeah, yeah. So here on the back, yeah, I have the idea that I'm going to throw things on the ground. So, Final Fantasy 7. This is Tifa printed in resin. Resin is a liquid where UV lights hit in a specific pattern using an LCD screen, and eventually you will get a very high. Come on, very high detailed model, something like that. Um, if you would use a mac, magnum magnum magni magnify oh my gosh, a magnifying glass. Okay, don't mind me at all. But here on the skirt there are some little skulls, and even though when it is printed that small, you can still see the details. That is resin. If you're printing miniatures, resin is a very amazing thing. But I need to say, um, it comes with a downside, because resin, it is a liquid that is going to react to UV light. It is also more toxicer than normal FDM filaments. Both I don't want to eat, but it's not healthy stuff. But resin, after the printing, it needs to be post processed. You also need to um, wash and cure it afterwards until you have something nice. This is the only model that didn't have any issues after I printed it, because um, if you don't have enough holes, resin can stick in it, will be trapped, and then eventually you get some delamination, and uh, it will get damage, or it will damage. Then I also printed Tifa bigger on an FDM printer. I think this is printed on the Ender 6 at maximum scale. And yeah, since you were talking about playing video games, this is this is a very terrible paint job, because I think there are a lot of layers on it. I want to print Tifa one more time again on a printer that I have in mind to make myself. So Tifa is going to be printed a little bit bigger. But I need to work on getting the right skin color because she she was looking orange, she was looking pink, reddish, was different kind of color, but skin color, no, not even close. So yeah, um, I don't have any problems mixing colors, but skin color is the most difficult color to get it right, because uh, most paints that you are using uh, are drying up um, lighter or darker, depends on how it is, but it's not always looking nice. So that is something that I need to work on. Yeah, I also have the Mandalorian. From a distance, it looks very nice, but closer by, there are some little uh, inconsistencies. I mean, Tiva is looking. I mean, the model in itself, it looks great. Mm, I know that I also have. Yeah, I showed that one. Okay, I do need to say this one is also not totally finished, but I did this one with an airbrush, and I do need to say the skin color already looked way better. The shirt I need to redo again. I don't think I did that. Oh no, I'm not really sure, but it is looking way better. This is John Mcclane. It's also a Wexter bust, but hey, it's not looking too bad. So yeah, if you want to start with 3D printing, there are a lot of great things you can do with a 3D printer, and it is fun. And if you are playing video games, you can also print holders for your controller. You can, yeah. Well, good night and sleep well, and see you next time. Nate Williams, how are you doing, sir? Welcome. I need to change music because starting the weekend finally. Thank God, it's Friday. I had a very productive Friday, I must add, because it went pretty well. I had the idea that I did quite a lot of work, even though I had some breaks, or I took some. I hope the music is still hearable. Are there some special things that where you are working on, Nate? Do you also have special plans, non-fam, Brandon? Printing a little bracket to hold up the cover on my gas fire pit. Oh yeah. Printed a bunch of stuff from printables to get some Prusa meter. Oh, oh, really? Yeah, I have heard of Prusa meters, but I always thought that you need to design something in order to get some Prusa meters. I didn't know that. Wow. So need to upload makes 10 meters per make. Well, I'm thinking about it for I have the a brand new hot end that is from Fetus with drop effect. The X XZ or something. Um, you can upload 110 a month, 100 meters a month for makes. Okay, yeah, understandable. They don't want to that people make a little sport out of it to make as much as money possible. I know from Creality they have also something where you can get points and then at the end you can buy a 3D printer of it. Can decide between a Prusa shirt, hat, or just free filament. I know that I you know merch like a shirt and hat is nice. Um but Prusament, do you use Prusament or not? I have some. Yeah, this is really weird. Trust me, I have some sample filaments of Prusament. I have never used it, and I also never bought any Prusament at all. So, I, in my opinion, um, Prusament is quite expensive. It's the high premium filaments, and I understand why, because of this it's great filament, but I mean I'm using Surprise and I bought Surprise for like €8 per spool or 11, something like that. I i had 10 spools of filament for €80, so that's €8 per spool, and the filament is looking amazing. I mean, so this is the brand. This is the brand. So this is bronze. Like there there's there is so much vacuum, it doesn't make any sound as only this, you know? And then look how it is wind on the spool. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's sorry, perfect. I use so many different kind of brands of filament, but this is one of the very little brands where I just enjoyed watching how well those lines look like. And that is filament of €8 per spool. And it prints pretty well. I mean, um, no, Vecna is not printed with that. Here, Chucky is printed with that filament. Yeah, there's no sound in vacuum. Yeah, so it, if you can, if I say filament one, which kind of idea do you have for it? Before I'm going to show it, 80.95 per spool. Which brand? Hey Anna, how are you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Um, filament one. It says on the spool premium, okay, Gambert. Okay, so this is the PLA Pro Select. I bought this in the Europe closing thing, so they quit in selling in Europe. Um, they didn't even vacuum this. It's it's not vacuum. So, and also look how it is on the spool. Loose. With one, there was the filament was broken. So I really had uh, I really had to use this filament very quickly. I mean, if I can get those surprise filaments in other colors as well, I really would buy that because it's amazing filament. It prints pretty well. I barely had any issues with it in the past, so I will keep using it. Yeah, indeed, it was totally not cool. Um, really need to think. I think it was the red with. Um, I mean, it's not vacuum sealed, so yeah. But it's a nice filament color. I don't know how you would call this one. It's I would say a red sparkle. It's a filament from the US. It does not matter how it is on the spool as long as it is not tangled. No, that's true. But once it is loose, it can go anywhere. Yeah, I certainly understand. Everybody is switching to cardboard cardboard rolls these days. Yeah, indeed, it's better. You just rip them apart and you can put them to the paper recycling instead of plastic. Well, we have also plastic recycling here, but I'm not really sure if I can put those in there. There are even brands that where you need to have a master spool, where you only get. Yeah, I find it. Sorry that I need to say this, but I find it quite sketchy to do something like that, because if something goes wrong on those spools, on those filament rolls without any spool, it's so hard to recover from that, because how much, I think 500 meters of filament there, it's, yeah, it's a disaster waiting to happen. Yeah, but I think most of the spools are ABS. I think it's ABS. But if there are people want to be in the live stream, feel free to contact me on direct message on Twitter or on Facebook, because this is Streamyards. Bye. 335 meters for 1 kilo. Yeah, basically they are using the same density. So yeah. Oh. Gonna try one of those new Polymaker 3 kilogram spools. Oh yeah, that would be very handy. Almost sleeping up early morning tomorrow for a little trip. Oh, cool. So you have some nice plans. Some nice plans. I know. Yeah, well, tomorrow I need to go and do some grocery shopping. So it's going to be a very dynamic day. I also promised my youngest daughter to play also with her Minecraft together. So that's going to be nice as well. I'm also going to prepare for some videos that I'm going to need to have. That's a mosquito. So yeah, um, I have some plans, and so on Twitter, I am uh, checking out certain things. And one of them is build plates. I need a heated bed where I can cover 1 by 1 meter or 1 meter 50 times 1 meter 50. Oh yeah, yeah. Please let me know when you have the possibility. Now it's going to be during the weekend because I don't have any holiday now. Yeah, 1500 times 1500 heated bed. Because um non-fam, are you going to have a little idea? You want to heat the room? Yeah. Um I have some ideas which I already little mentioned it. Um, there's a model that I bought on Gambody. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I saw somewhere I saw a statue and I was like, that would be cool to be able to print something from that size. Yes, I can have a heated bed of 1 meter times a meter, but um, it's quite it's you don't have to you don't need to have some weird poses, but that would be quite challenging. So yeah, I oh, non-fam is going to feel what I'm going to do. So if the build plate is 1 meter 50 times 1 meter 50, the build height will also be a little bit bigger. I don't want to say an Ivan Miranda kind of 3D printer, but something like a kind of N5, but with 4040 aluminum extrusions on all four corners, and a something like a frame with 2020s, and then they are running over the 4040s all the way up, something like that. That's the idea, and I want to be able to print bigger models, high statues, kind of things, just like the Tifa model, maybe a Mandalorian. A I'm thinking about it to put a point one nozzle on it. No, 1 millimeter nozzle on it, and yeah. So instead of lead screws, I'm thinking to use some timing belts because yeah, lead screws of you know yay height. Uh, it's going to be difficult to get. Um, Of course, there is a possibility yeah, no, but I need to have some rods that are the same height. So I was thinking about to maybe do something like that. And it is a printer that is probably not ever going to be moved. Um, it would cost a lot. Which part do you mean, or the whole printer? But anyways, so the one I think it's I'm technical, but not an engineer. So it's going to be a very fun part or a very fun project series. Um, 3 till 5,000. Yeah, I think the heated bed would be the most expensive part. Extrusion rods, motors. Yeah. So for all bigger NEMA motor. Yeah, but it depends on how it is built. Yeah. Yeah, there are some things that I need to consider. Yeah. Yeah, so for the heated bed, um I I think I will most likely print only PLA on it. So I'm not really sure if I can come away with without using any heated bed, but since it is big, um, everything should be sticking well enough to the build plate. If you want to keep some speed, yeah, yeah, I think that as well. Yeah. Everything needs to be at scale big if you want to keep some speed. Hmm. So I'm investigating this. I'm checking it out. There is going to be a trial and error kind of thing within the whole process, but it is. I think it's going to be a fun project. Wanted to build a six-axis robot arm, but oh yeah, yeah, man. I mean, you can find quite a lot of models that you easily can print. But also, what somebody else said to me, the robot arm in itself isn't that big, but because also the reach will, you know, put the motors on a lot of tension and weight. So they need to they need to be able to hold the whole weight. Um, you can talk with Make a Viking. He started to build a big one. Oh, I didn't know. Hey, the light speeds. What's up, Zachary? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. I'm using Streamyards again for a very long time, or in a very long time. Hmm. But basically, the yeah, yeah, the hot end needs to move over the x and y axis plane, and everything needs to be going higher. Something like the Voron 2.4 kind of movement, you know. Huh? I'll, I'm watching your Thunder video, so I have you on two screen. I have myself also on two screens. The Streamyard and the backend from YouTube. Yeah, I was using my MacBook Pro to edit the video, so it was no, not perfect. And before I sent out the computer away for the fourth time, um, I I made recording for the gaming. So I made with the MacBook Pro. I made several recordings for continuing Minecraft, and I used the new computer that is shipped away. I have tried. Oh my gosh. Uh, I have tried that the setup that I was using, if it was okay, yes or no. So there was a little noise in the background, and with the computer, I didn't hear it. So I was like, okay, fine, nothing to worry about. So I sent the computer away, and I was editing the video yesterday, and I was annoyed by the humming noise in the gameplay video. So I was like, now I have something like for 10 weeks videos that this noise is in there. So it's terrible. So yeah, the Thunder, it's looking very promising. Um, I think they want to with the Thunder, they want to show that you can also have a fast 3D printer without having a Core XY, without having Clipper in it. How's Stephen doing? How's the light speed? Uh, Another 300 millimeter per second printer. Those brands are raised to say highest just for marketing. Yeah, just also for marketing. It's going to be a Kickstarter printer. Yeah, so the other 300 millimeters per second printer, I think you mean the Focus Odin Smart. But there are some nice things on the Thunder. I need to add to that because I've seen things that I didn't see on other printers before, but I can be mistaken, of course. Or the V400s from Sun. Yeah, well, I don't have any experience with that printer. I don't have the Super Racer. I don't have the V400. I don't know. And Trunksy did contacted me about the Trunksy Crux if I had one of their printers or this type of printer? And I said no, but I'm interested in it because they asked if I was interested in it, but I never hear anything about it anymore. So, but I had it with quite a lot of brands. They contacted me. Then I say, oh yes, I am interested to make several videos about your printer. I also post on Twitter. I also post on other social media. And after that, I don't hear anything at all. I don't know what's wrong. Do they never get my email back or something? But I know that my email is working because if I send to other people, they will receive it. It's kind of weird. But yeah, what can I say? It's fast, but 4 millimeters per second. Not sure. Oh, really? Is the 400? Is that as in 400 millimeters per second? If you cannot give it, don't advertise with it. I mean, a lot of those, uh, I think a year ago or 2 years ago, oh yeah, the Ender 7, 250 millimeters per second. Well, printing speed or travel speed? I mean, printers can go very fast, with travel speed, but does do anything. But the Thunder has some dampening system for the y-axis. I really don't understand why they don't have it also on the x-axis as well. It's also up to 100 millimeters. It's already up to 300 millimeters. Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, then you put a Raspberry Pi, you put Clipper on it, and then you can get higher speeds with the same printer. So crazy. But it is going well. The light speed going decent. Almost weekend or this weekend. Doing some hanging out live stream. If you want to hang out, I can send you a direct message with the link. Can hang out and chat. BBD beep beep. I think you reached the hot end limit before speed limit on Ender. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that is also your hot end needs to keep up with the printing speed as well. If you have just a stock hot end on it, then you it can go well until you get some under extrusion and clocks and other things. One thing always stay stay the same. You have to wait for the print to finish. Yes, that are some wise words, Anna. That are some wise words. You always need to wait on it. But the fun thing is, on a resin printer, doesn't matter how much you put on the build plate, the height of the model will still, be the maximum printing time. As on FDM, put a lot of things on the build plate and your print time will increase. Yeah. So behind me, I have a LED strip, but I bought it by the Action, and I did use it quite a lot, and is not working anymore. So I ordered two new LED strips that has 40,000 hours, so I can have at least, if I run it continuously, 1,666 days that I can run it. So yeah, some years. Some recent prints that non-fam did, or Anna or Steven did. Sounds like enough. Yeah. And I have two filament dryers that I still didn't use. I I have a 4V 0.1 that still isn't used. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to just hook it up on power, put a spool of filament on it, and just go and run it. Working on a Thor hammer. Cool. Need to print one part still, sanding, primer, and paint. Cool. There's also something that you can put an LED light in it or something. This has also vacuum. So very handy print. No new prints on my side. I restarted class this week, so I'm a bit more busy. Oh, cool. All without LED. Yeah, I saw. I don't know if it was on TikTok, on Twitter. I don't know where I saw it, but a Thor's hammer with LED strips in it. Yeah, I still need to print several lightsabers, some other cool things, you know. Mm. And all of a sudden, I want to eat some meat with some bread, something like that. It's crazy. But in a few weeks, I'm also going to work on the JJ Maker Artist D Pro to get some, you know, dual color prints out of it. I didn't use it for a long time. The last thing that I printed on that printer was the Fix Some Dude card. I will use spray paint. It's silver, and then paint some blue light blue in it. Ah, cool. I think I did see that one. I'm still thinking on how to mod my dehumidifier to split the hot and cold. Ah, uh-huh. Yeah, so there's also this Tic Tac belt printer. I'm still missing parts. And like mentioned earlier, if I don't have the if I don't have all parts or these parts to assemble it, it's still a hard puzzle to figure out how to actually build it. Yeah, sometimes it happens, it's quite obvious how to build something if you have everything, you know, you have four screws and you have four nuts and you have four washers, so you know that those belong together because you know, it makes sense. If you have a long screw but it doesn't fit on the place where you want to put it, then you know it's not going to be in there. So with the Tic Tac belt printer, there are several things that is obvious and some are not. I have, for example, on the left side here, there is a timing belt, a closed timing belt, and it fits there perfectly. But the other timing belt, it's on the Z axis stepper motor. That timing belt is a little bit shorter, but it doesn't fit in there. So you would say that the longer one, the little bit bigger one, should be there. But I don't think that that belt is correct. But like mentioned, if you don't have the correct parts or you're missing stuff, then it's not going to happen. Hey, Lewis, how are you doing? Do you think a belt printer is worth the buy? Depends on which kind of belt printer you are talking about. In general, I don't recommend building this belt printer at this moment because it's one big box with a question mark on it. But I mean, there are some great belt printers on the market right now. The one that I always think is it's amazing. It's the Creality CR30. It's a well thought designed 3D printer. Then you have also the Saint Smart Infinitive 20, I guess. I don't know what the price is of it, but that seems also be a very great printer. iFactory, one, don't bother buying it because according to a lot of people who use this printer, it's a terrible printer or a terrible belt printer. Um, there are several other belt printers on the market, but I think the Saint Smart and the Creality CR30, I think that those are the better ones, or for the price. Um, but depends on. Oh, by the way, I like the Thundercats logo. Cool. I like that program when I was small. Um, if you are making cosplay things or things that doesn't fit on your printer, a belt print is absolutely something very cool. If you are running a production, you need to have a lot of the same thing. Like you want to, print a whole fleet of the benches. You put it in once, and then you can keep printing them in one at a time using a belt printer. Um, so production wise, a belt print is ideal if you are printing swords, if you are printing special staffs or other things that are pretty long and don't fit on a belt print on a regular printer, or you don't want to glue the parts together. I think a belt print is cool. If you have the money for it, I would say buy it. I don't have the money for it. I did let's say like this. I did pledge for the Creality CR30. Somebody talked me out of it. Um, to not buy that printer, and later on I bought two other printers for that from that money. um, but later on I was like, why did I, you know, why did I made that decision? Because now I don't have any belt printer, and I have some things that I really would like to print, but I'm not going to spoil too much, or else other people will run away with my idea. Maybe I did mention it in the past a few times during live stream, but anyways, um, so yeah, I'm going to build a belt printer, but I'm missing parts. Um, so yeah, it's a big question mark, and I like I did mention it earlier. Uh, this is a pretty new belt printer. It is a community belt printer. Somebody designed it. You need an Creality Ender 3, Ender 3 Pro, or a Creality Ender 3 V2 for it. Um, you need to download and print the parts that are going to connect the extrusions, and you need to have a kit with extrusions, bolts, or bolts. Yeah, the bolts are in there. Uh, some nuts, some other things are in there. But my box got damaged during transport. Those nuts were, or the parts were everywhere inside of the box. In one earlier video, you can see how the box was looking like, and there is no list in the box saying what should be in the box, so that you know what you are missing. But if you don't know what you're missing, eventually you are going to run into issues. And I don't have any building instruction how to build this belt printer, just according to some pictures, through some other documentation sounds like instruction. But yeah, this is how far that I came with it. But I'm missing parts. um would be great if you could print. Yeah, yeah, different. I think that the with the CR30, or with those belt printers, it is possible. Yeah, and so when the print is done, it will roll over the belt, and then new print starts, and then eventually, when it hits the end, it will drop off. You can put a. There are people hanging their CR30 on the wall with a special holder, and all prints, when they are done, they will fall into a collection bin, and when you are passing it by, you can take the prints out. It is amazing. It's a whole new way of 3D printing. Still FDM, but you know, with a core XY system, or core XZ system. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But I didn't have the pleasure or the opportunity to have a belt printer for myself, so I have no idea where I'm talking about. Yeah, sometimes people say that. Especially if you have also this extension on the CR30, gives you great opportunity to print swords or some other long um, prints. Or you can print a star destroyer in uh, on two or three sides, and then glue them together, and you have one big star destroyer. Something like that. Mm, mm, mm. Would also be great if a normal printer had a bed that revolves it like a belt printer. Yeah, yeah. There are some G codes or some tools that you can attach to your carriage, and then if the print is done, it will cool down the bed, and then suddenly the gantry is going down, and the print bed goes back, and then it pushes off the model from the build plate, and then fingers crossed that the build plate is clean after the push. But yeah, that that is also possible. There are a lot of mods that you can do to a 3D printer. Also, I know that Thomas Sandlander uh, have those. There are some kits where you can tilt your 3D printer in a, I think, 45-degree angle, and then have also this pusher for pushing the models off the build plate. Well, I did not know that. Yeah, now you know. um, no, but check out the YouTube channel of Thomas. He is a great guy. Um, maybe some people think otherwise, but I like him. I like his style. He has some crazy experiments going on lately, so it's fun to watch. Hmm. Hmm. I have also here a 3D printed whistle, and it is made out of, yes, metal. And it works as well. I'm not going to whistle that hard because I don't want to wake the neighbors. Then I have more 3D metal, 3D printed metal parts like this one. It's looking very nice. And also, one of my favorites, something like this. It's it's an amazing model. Mimaki. They have a cool system, but those models are expensive. What is Edwards? What is the Raspberry Pi thing all about? What are the advantages of that setup? Um, I hope I can explain it as simple and as quick as possible. A Raspberry Pi, there is going to be installed Clipper. You have mainsail. You have other kind of Clipper versions, and what it does, it's going to be a controlling computer over your 3D printer. You can set it up pretty simple, easy. You don't have that much. You don't need to have that much. You have to buy a Raspberry Pi board, a micro SD card for from at least 8 gigabytes. Clipper. There are three different kind of versions, but I use my two setups. I have used Mainsail. It is a operating system of for Clipper. Um, so eventually, you will create within Clipper. You will create a firmware. The firmware is going to be installed uh, on the main board from your computer, from your 3D printer. And then your Raspberry Pi is being connected with a USB cable to to your 3D printer, and then over your network, Wi-Fi or Ethernet cable, you can control your 3D printer. What are the advantages of it? Well, the advantage is that you can print at higher printing speeds. There are some other cool things, but I have used it several times, but you need to tweak quite a lot. But you can slice within Cura or Prusa slicer or some other slices. You can slice a model and then eventually drag and drop it into mainsail or in the Clipper firmware, and then you can start a print. It's pretty simple, it's pretty nice, but it takes some time to get a configuration completed. Um, no, I don't have any printer now switched on with Clipper on it, but there are a lot of um, there are a lot of videos talking about Clipper and how to set it all up. I also did on the Creality and the six. I called it the Voronized and the six. Some people found that not so really funny. But I followed the Voron instructions to put it on there. I did also some other things, but Clipper can be quite fun. You can get very high printing speeds, but there needs to be some adjustment. So, yeah. No. We made a logo that we printed in metal during one of my class. Steel infiltrated with copper and post process. Oh, that is cool. That is very nice. Yeah. So for 3D printing metal, you need to after printing you need to sinter and binding and sintering it. Or debinding and sintering. Beep, beep. Bum, ba-dum, mhm. Yeah, depends on the printing process. Yeah. Mm, 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 Laser and electron beam will melt the metal, so no need for sintering. Yeah. Yeah. So the whistle that I used that was printed with the method that you said. Um, I think I'm going to end this live stream. If uh, uh, I need to wait until I get the message here as well. Yeah, YouTube is faster than the Streamyards chat. At the point, all can be done via Raspberry Pi. Oh, I missed this one. So the Raspberry Pi control the print, and you bypass the printer other controls if you had it hooked up to an Anycubic fiber. Then you wouldn't need to use the. Yeah, yeah. There are some little things that you can do. There are some special firmwares where you are able to use a screen as well. I did see it for the Ender 6. I did see it. I tried it. Um, but then you need to follow another instruction, and I didn't want to do that. Oh, I'm pretty lame as far as the Pi thing goes. Oh, hey, we can all learn from the things from others as well. And if you are on Twitter, or if you are checking out some people, you will find quite a lot of interesting things to know about Pi and Clipper. Pi Pi is the brain of the printer. Yeah, yeah. And the original board is just a daughter board. So if you if you were updating the firmware, or you did something wrong, or for me, the controller board, I have two 0.9 millimeters, 9 point no 0.9 degrees step per stepper motors on the Ender 6, and I couldn't change the firmware on the stock board. So I was like, okay, I cannot really use my Ender 6, or I need to make some big changes. And using Clipper makes it possible to change the the firmware for your board. So, you know, running through the whole configuration file, yeah, I could change it in the right stepper motors that I had. So yeah, it's a cool trick if you have modified your 3D printer and then installing Clipper onto a Raspberry Pi and yeah using Clipper that way. Thanks. Oh, thank you. Yeah, cool show. Well, I don't want to make a show out of it. I'm just a guy with a passion of 3D printing that also likes to talk quite a lot. Um, but for other future streams, because now I paid $25 for Streamyards to use for this month. Um, so yeah, if other people wants to hang out the next time, feel free to contact me on Twitter, direct message, or on Facebook. There are some other social medias that I have where you can contact me uh, via that, because I don't want to put a link here somewhere in the description and that random people start popping into the chat and I don't know them. I don't say that you have to, that I have really have to know you, but I had in the past some weird people dropping in. Don't talk about 3D printing, but trying to be funny and not, you know, not obey. Yeah, I don't want to say obeying the rules, but keep it decent, because eventually it's my channel and I want to have some fun streams. I'm just a guy too, but great stream anyway. No fam, you are always very nice. Every Most people that uh, on weekly base drop by in the chat are always nice. Hey, so everybody, thank you so much for watching. And well, if you are watching this live stream later on and you are not subscribed, feel free to hit the subscribe button, check the notification bell so that you don't miss out on future live streams. And yep, or I ban them. Yeah. So there are some regulars in the chat. Nonfam is one of the moderators for a very long time now, right? You are doing this quite a long time. Yeah, I need to check what is wrong with Nightbot, because I think I missed something the other time. I think Nightbot is not. Uh, yeah, Nightbot was running on the other computer. Hello. No, it's still apart from the channel, of the channel. Yeah. The top chatter, non-fam. Haha. You are a top chatter, non-fam. Yeah, like 1 or 2 years. I don't remember. Time goes fast. Yeah, indeed. I mean, I'm 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 doing this YouTube thing for since 2019. I also have no. I started as Zachary High Tech on another channel. CH no CHT. I don't know. I barely don't do anything. Oh, ZHT Media. Um, I had several things. Yeah, I'm starting to talk again. Yeah, the channel is not the end. Okay, non-fam knows know me for this. Trying to close the live stream, and then suddenly I started talking again. So it's going to be a little bit longer. So if you want to stay, then you stay a little bit longer. Um, so I started with several things on one YouTube channel: gaming, 3D printing, some gadget stuff, some YouTube things, and it was a mix of, I think, 3 or 5 different niches. And Sean Cannell from Think Media said in one of his videos, if you try to reach everybody with your videos, you are reaching nobody. So you have to to step out in one of the niches, be in that one niche or 2 niche. You can combine 2 niches, like 3D printing and gaming, something like that. You are printing gaming models, and then you are going to, the drill, or you are printing several useful things that support your gaming. That would be very handy. And something like that, it's nice. But having 5 different kind of niches in one channel, that didn't work. I think that channel still have something like 50, maybe 60 subscribers in total. And so I focus more on 3D printing on a separate channel. And that took off, because 1 year later, I hit the 1,000 subscribers. And now 3 years later, since I started then, I reached 1 million views. And at the moment that I start making my first video, I never thought to reach something like that. I mean, who wants to watch somebody like me. I, I mean, when I press for the other YouTube channel first time on record, I was nervous as it's I had something like, hello, this is Zachary. Welcome to this video, something like that. I was silent. I was like, no way. This is I believe it or not. I'm very open. I'm very talkative. I'm very chatty, as some people would call that. Um, but on the moment, if 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 I would have more people here in this room, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. It's so weird. If I'm recording a video and somebody walks into the room, I have a hard time. If I have the camera in my hand and I'm recording in public, it is difficult for me. If somebody say, "Oh well, we can do an interview," it's I don't know what happens to me. Yeah, yeah. I did an interview before. 2 times I did an interview, but it was just here in my not here in this room, but it was only me with the camera and the person on the other side, and it was going well. But at the moment, if I just like on the form next last year, people said, "Oh, you can also do an interview, something." No, no, I'm cool with that. I don't do that. Yeah, I do that, but I'm too freaking shy. Yeah, yeah. This is a good night. I will peek in and watch your other stream later. Yeah, cool. What are you printing tonight? Oh, Brandon, I'm sorry, but I don't have any extra laptop where I can, do some prints in the meantime. It's um because I had to ship out the problematic MSZ PC, the gaming PC. I had to ship out again, so my MacBook Pro was a reserve that I could use for doing a live stream of 3D printing. So it's only this one, and after the live stream, I'm going to close it. So no printing stream. I am going to find another solution because I do have a other laptop as well, but I want to see how fast it is going because nobody is waiting on a crappy live stream where the image isn't fluid at all. So I need to check that. Maybe tomorrow a live stream will pop up with 24/7 3D printing because I that is something I also want to do. I want to keep my printers rolling in the time that I'm not here active, busy with other things. I can understand that. I'm stressed, anxious to go on cam. Yeah, on Jerry's stream last year, and always close to join but feel too stressed. Hey, non-fam, I understand. It's. I was last year on Form Next. I was so close to Joel, but I saw that he was busy, and I was like, "I'm cool. I'm not. I don't want to be this crazy guy." Hey, Joel, and I see how Sam Prentice does that, and was like, I had this opportunity to meet and talk with Joel. I don't want to be this guy. He knows me. I know that, but it's yeah. And when I was recording something, I saw Joel and his team passing by, and I just on that moment I just stopped recording. Why? Can you tell me about the Ender 6? The Ender 6 is a Core XY 3D printer with a printing volume, I think, 250 times 250 times 400 or 300, 300, 400. I'm not really sure. It's a Core XY 3D printer. It can reach up printing speeds up to 150 millimeters per second, but in general, better have it 80. till 100 millimeters per second. Um, I think it's a great machine. It's not fully enclosed. You can buy a cover to make it fully enclosed on Fangs. I have put some clips that you can put on the sides where you can put the cover on top of it so that it doesn't run away. But the Ender 6, it's a nice Core XY 3D printer, but it is a heavy one. Maybe tomorrow I will join his stream to assemble my Ender. Oh, cool! Brand new one. I'm having trouble with the prints when I get to the second level. It balls up. Um, yeah. So I'm going to be, I'm going to be unconventional. Uh, in the early days, I used hairspray. Hairspray can be a good uh, adhesion. Um, can give you a good adhesion, but better is to use some IPA, clean the glass bed, make sure that the nozzle is on all of the points level, so that when you put a piece of paper in between, that you will have the same grip tension everywhere. And make sure that you have your bed at 60 degrees printing temperature for PLA. Um, yeah, if you have some sticking problems, try to use a brim. And the first moment that it will put the brim on the build plate, try to see if you can push it off with your fingernail. If that happens, then during the print, put those leveling knobs a little bit, turn it uh, clockwise so that your bed will go up a little bit, and then try again. So that way you can check if your first layers will stick to the bed, because it might look that it is sticking to the bed, but the moment it is going over it for the second time, it will curl up, and then you will have that. Two no, new ones, new two new ones. What does that mean? Refurbished from Congro. Okay, let's say like this. If you did all of that and your prints don't stick that well, and you want to give hairspray a try, I can say that I have used it quite a lot, and I was not swearing by it, but I had something like, okay, you need to heat up your bed till 60 degrees. You take your you take the hairspray, and please make sure that the bed is all the way down, and make sure that the spray doesn't go on other things outside of the glass bed. So if you want to try a hairspray, just a thin layer of hairspray on it, uh, do it equally, and let it, yeah, I want to say soak in, but make sure that the glass bed will look normal, because at one moment, if the bed is heated and you spray some hairspray on it, eventually it will get sticking to the glass, and then eventually when you are printing your PLA on it, it will stick like very nice. Don't um, So I use this hairspray that is from a Dutch brand. I don't know, but if you spray on it, not too close, but just like that, that you see a very thin layer coming on it, because it doesn't have to be too thick. Eventually, in the end, uh, if you apply after I think a print of 10, 20 times, and you see that it doesn't stick anymore, you can spray a thin layer over it. But the more you spray on it, the thicker the layer is going to be. So then remove the glass bed, take some hot water, some dish soap, then clean the glass plate, put it back on the printer, and spray a new layer on it, and then you can print like that. But only if the other things that I already mentioned, like leveling the bed, cleaning with IPA, if that doesn't work, try the brim and try it like that. Yeah, there are some other things that you also can try. I ordered some time ago. I ordered at I think 3D Jake. I ordered something. I think I spent more money, and they shipped me this. It's a uh, commented, for, highly commented for 3D printing. Uh, it's it's a it's a stuff that smells nice. Um, it's smelling like fruit. Talking about fruit, um, I think people are also making hot water, putting some uh, sugar in it, and let it dissolve, and then put it in a spray bottle, something like that. But this is also working great. You need to press it on the heated build plate. You press it, you squeeze, then you see that the liquid is coming out, and then with the cushion, you can right rub it onto the glass plate. And since I was using ABS on my Ender 6, um, I bought the 3D Lock Plus. It's also an adhesion promoter. Um, I I don't know if I say correctly, but you can spray it onto the glass pad, also heat it up, and I do need to say ABS sticks really well after that. I I was surprised. I was really surprised. Uh, I had problems to get things off the build plate after that. After that, I cleaned the glass plate because I had something like, no, this is not going to work out that well. So yeah, there are a lot of ways to get it working. There are also people swearing by the Elmer's glue stick. It's a glue stick for for kids. They put it on paper, and then you can make some nice creative things. But there, with glue stick and 3D printing, more people in the 3D printing community, they will say something like, uh, there are some YouTubers that are using the glue stick method instead of hairspray, because hairspray, if you have fans underneath your bed, for example, if you have an Ender 3 or Ender 3 Pro, um, that spray can cause that your fans will eventually get damaged, and you know will break, or will you know not not work properly. But hey, um So I'm going to end this live stream. I'm streaming for over now 3 hours. It is really fun. But I need to get to bed. Maybe watch together with my wife a series, something like that. But hey, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace. Bye bye.